even though it was raining, people just came out in thousands.
I think everyone was there. Adults, women, men, children. It was really amazing. You felt like you have done something for the country.
And you were on the bus for a while, but then after a while you disappeared. What happened? you just tired, or?
Of course, we had a long flight in the sense, we had break journey of 4 hours in Dubai, and after it was raining, so we got wet. Then we were at the top of the double-decker bus, so it was quite windy as well. So I was feeling just a bit feverish. So in between, I took some time off. Went to the ground floor of the bus, sat for a few minutes, then again I came back.
Dhoni, this has been a turning point for you. I mean, I don't think anybody expected this team to do so well. You were captaining for the first time under such high pressure. Was it all working on you, the pressure? Because you seemed completely calm and relaxed.
I think I firmly believe, if the individuals, they take the responsibility, then it takes the pressure of the skipper, because that's what you need on the field. You give the ball to a bowler and he gives back wicket or lead an over. That definitely helps. I think that was great throughout the tournament. If you see, whenever I needed wickets, the bowlers, they got me wickets. If the bowlers were unable to, still they bowled a tight overs, and the fielders, they got me a run out. And batsmen, if somebody didn't click, the other batsman, he went in and scored the runs.
Right. So like with the finals where Yuvraj may not have clicked, but Gambhir did an extraordinary job.
I think Gambhir, he batted well throughout the tournament. He got 350s, I believe. So it was really good. He was playing the role that he was supposed to play, and it's really good because it's a very good fielding side. Apart from the other things, if you see, running between wickets and fielding, that's very crucial, especially for a 2020 type of format. I think we were brilliant at it.
But you're being very modest. I mean, surely you have to take some credit for your captaincy. How are you managing to motivate these guys? Because many of them were playing international cricket at this level for the first time.
I think, sometimes it's easier to motivate guys who are new at the international level, because, they are fresh, they have young blood, so they want to do it. The determination is there, the will is there, the confidence is there. So it gets a bit easy. The problem starts when they are not really clicking, or when their confidence level is just a bit low. But fortunately, nothing like that happened during the tournament.
And you took risks with all the young guys. I mean, you had Rohit Sharma playing, you had Joginder bowling at the death. I mean, that was something which many were worried about. So you were clearly taking risks with these young players.
Well, personally, I believe if someone is playing at the international level, it doesn't really matter your experience or not. You have to do well. And I think that's how you expose, the newcomers. You expose them to conditions, hard conditions.
And you were going up and speaking to them. You were constantly.
Yeah, of course. You need to guide them, and you need to make them calm and relax them, because it's really tense. Big stage, World Cup. It can be the last over, or it can be an over that will really have a big impact on the game.
Who were some of the youngsters who really stood out for you in this? I mean, there were so many, but who you think are potential stars? They're the sort of Gen Next of Indian cricket.
I won't really talk about the generation next, but I would just like to talk about the guys who did well in the tournament. You see, Gautam Gambhir, of course, and he has done well whenever he has played for India. Robin Uthappa, and then I think Joginder did well. Bajji, of course, he's not a newcomer. Bajji, Irfan Pathan, the comeback that he had made, R.P. Singh, Srishan. I think overall it was a total team effort. I think there was no player in the tournament which never performed at any stage. There were timings when individuals they performed. So that was good for the team.
What about your own performance? Were you fully satisfied, or do you feel that in some ways the pressures of captaincy mean that you can't play your natural game?
Not really, whatever the situation was, I played according to the situation, and that's what really matters. It's not about playing your natural game. Sometimes, especially when you have you and me batting at 4 and 5. At times you have to keep shuffling, in the sense if Yogi gets into bat early, then I have to keep myself for the end.
Right.
Because we don't really want to take chances. So, of course, we were doing a bit of gambling and we were planning things in a different way, but everything worked out.
In the finals, Mahi, you felt that perhaps you gave your wicket away too cheaply. Was there a bit of a disappointment there? Because both you and Yuvi lost your wickets easily there in that very critical game.
It's not about easy, they bowled well. You have to get runs.
Bowling very well.
After 15, after 16th over, you have to you look to basically score. And at times when you are looking for that big hits, you tend to get out like I did with a big inside edge.
Yes.
So things like these happen, and it doesn't really bog you down. And especially when you have guys who will perform, and like Rohit, he may be batting after me, but he has the capabilities of being a good batsman.
That's right.
And that's what he did.
He batted brilliantly. Yeah.
Of course, throughout he batted well.
And that last over, I know you were asked about this earlier, but was there ever a big debate in your head between whether it should be Harbhajan or Joginder, or you were always clear?
I was quite clear actually. It was nothing like a big debate. Of course, we had a discussion, but finally we thought Jogi would be a better option.
But it was very unusual to see you with your shirt off after the victory. Was that a spontaneous gesture?
No, there was nice little kid was looking at me, waving at me, and I was seeing in the crowd, but it looked a bit different. So I went up to him and gifted him the shirt.
Right.
So that's how it was. Nothing out of emotions or nothing because we have won the World Cup. Nothing like that.
You have a pretty big responsibility on your shoulders. You're now going to captain the Indian one-day side. Looking forward to that?
Well, of course, it would be exciting. It would be tough. We are playing the Australians that way, especially home series after winning the World Cup, Twenty20 World Cup. So it should be exciting. We are playing in India after a long time. You can say after 4 months at least. So it would be good. Home support will definitely help me. And there are senior players in the side who I can look for support. Of course, Yuvi is there, Haji is also there. So basically it's a good side, and I think I won't really have to work hard on this tour, especially this trip.
The news actually came while you were there, while you were on tour, that you'd been selected. Was that a surprise? Was it a bolt from the blue?
Well, I don't really think too much about the future. So that time I was busy with the Twenty20.
And you got a call for
captainship. So it doesn't really matter. I was acting as a captain in the 2020, so it gave me this exposure at the international level. And I think that's one of the things that will really help me in the coming series.
One of the things that Rahul Dravid said when he gave up the captaincy was that it's a very high pressure job, and that pressure takes its toll. Have you started to feel that pressure at all, or is that a matter of concern for you?
Well, it's just 5 matches, and that is 2020. So, and especially the team is doing well. So, I'm not really, you can say, I'm not very keen about it. Yeah, it's of course tough. Captaining the Indian side it's a tough task.
Have you had time at all to speak to your family after the game?
Not really in a big way.
Okay, and you probably go straight from here to Bangalore, so no real break there either.
Yeah, definitely I will miss home, but after the Australian series, I'll get back home, spend some time with my family and my dogs.
Okay, MS Dhoni, thanks very much for speaking to us, and many congratulations once again.
Thanks.